Hey guys, it's me Vandal, and today's technically February 16th, 2016, day 47. I can't put it because I'm using my other hand. But yeah, welcome to my 365 vlog. So continuing on with the theme of the whole next 7 days, well not 7 days now, it's about like 3 or 4, but is the road to Magfest. The topic of today is going to be talking about the music aspect, specifically when it comes to what you may expect at Magfest. Now, I'm not well versed in this because I didn't try and go to a lot of these like raves or DJ parties or whatever. Maybe I'll try and do that a little more so I can give a little more feedback when I do this again next year, hopefully, so you guys can get a little more insight. But from what I do have an idea of, I can give you a little bit of information. Since Magfest is music and gaming, you can, expect that you'll actually find a lot of music that is dedicated towards video games. So a lot of the music there will be related to all the video game classics like Zelda or Mega Man. I'm just naming a few that I know are going to be there. But you'll get a little bit of a taste of that, and then there'll also be techno music. So a lot of like 8-bit techno music will be in the realm of what you can expect to see at Magfest. So if you like that kind of music, you'll definitely enjoy a lot of what lineup they have. I finally found the list of who's actually going to be performing at this year's Magfest, and a little more information that I didn't know. But we have, as the lineup says, Bit Brigade, You Bred Raptors, Super Soul Bros, Mega Ran plus K Murdoch presents Random Beats, NT creates sound background, Kubi with 2 B's, Chip Zell, Shirobon, Bake Instructor, Nope with an exclamation point, so Nope, Disco Cactus, Psycho Stick, Tupperware Remix Party, Ninja Sex Party. That's what Ninja Sex Party is. I've seen it on the schedule. I'm like, what's a Ninja Sex Party? Now I know. The One-Ups, not the I Fight Dragons, Wreckadam, Trev Will Wignall, Coda, Family Jewel 7X, or 7 times, I'm not sure, APOC, Samus, oh she looks cool, Little Paw, 8-Bit Disaster, The World is Square, and Metroid Metal are a majority of all the groups that you can expect to see at Magfest. With that said, there's a little bit more to the music aspect than I thought, pushing it a little further than just concerts and in the concert hall. There's also jam spaces, which I forgot to mention, which is like an area where somebody, a DJ, I guess, I'm not sure how it works exactly, that anyone can come into the space and they can just play some music and everybody will just dance in an area. And then they have other areas where you can collaborate with other people who may play music together, called hallways and jam pods. That's what it says on the website. But yeah, that's something else you can do involving music and whatnot inside Magfest. So yeah. So that sums up just about what I can actually tell you about what's going to happen at Magfest in terms of music sides. I don't want to give away too much because I actually want people, to come and, let's be friends and be jam buddies. I hope someone gets that reference. But moving on to a totally different subject that is very pertinent to this month, as it is Black History Month, and it's going to be a long part of this video that I'm going to talk about in detail, kind of, or at least 2 parts. But first of all, we're going to talk about, because the topic we're going to talk about is in relation to what happened yesterday, which was the Grammys 2016 music. So one of the performances that happened was Kendrick Lamar, and it speaks to a lot of things that we can talk about because it is Black History Month. The year has just started and it's new, and we have at least 2 performances that we can dissect a little bit and get a little bit of info out of what they actually mean in terms of how it affects Black History Month. So first we have the Beyonce at the Super Bowl, her Beyonce concert, which got a lot of flack for having too many Black Panther, revolutionists, anti-authoritarian themes in them. And we have Kendrick Lamar's performance at the Grammys, and they're both very powerful statements in and of themselves. Now, some things to take away from the reception of these performances is to look at how Black music or African American music is shaped in America, and how that narrative is shaped in such a way that when it goes against what the convention or the original script is, how there could be backlash because it creates exclusion to people who are not in the in-group. Now, what do I mean by this? So, from Beyonce and Kendrick Lamar's performances, what they both do is that they express a lot of the frustration that a lot of people have building inside of them that they don't get out or get to see in the mainstream media in terms of their own music, because a lot of music that is created by black artists, I say this in quotes because the music that is created doesn't really embolize or show the experience of black people. It creates a fanciful idea of what it is and reconstructs it in a way that doesn't make it actually productive to the black community. Now, what do I mean by it doesn't make it productive to the black community? Now, a lot of the messages that you get out of the mainstream rap music or black music in general is that it has to deal with you getting money, you getting women, you getting something that, you know, it doesn't create a positive message or reaffirm anything else about our culture other than those like certain facts that are just fact. So, looking at their performances, we're going to go back to Kendrick Lamar and we're going to go back to Beyonce. The images that they're portraying, let's look at Beyonce as she walks out with her Black Panther battalion and her whole getup and whatnot. And this as an image, because images are very powerful, white people, for, I don't even know, lack of a better word, because that's also a hard construction in and of itself, but the white people who are in power or in the media in general can't take this image because it means a lot if you read up in history and you do your research. That's another thing. I'm gonna go off on tangents, but looking at that and then the strong representation of imagery that Kendrick Lamar used, both of those very important when you're looking at them in terms of how white media interprets those. Now there becomes this separation, like I said before, between like the in-group and the out-group. Now before, when not to say that it has changed immediately, but just in these two instances where music isn't, or black music isn't what it's supposed to be, it creates a barrier for white people. One, because it doesn't fit into the mold of what it's supposed to be. So one of the funny things that I liked this week was SNL skit that they did about Beyonce and all the white people finding out that she's black, which is kind of interesting because that whole skit may be funny because it was, but it says a lot more about this in-group versus out-group. Now they feel excluded because Beyonce isn't theirs. I mean, it's a joke, but that now they don't actually understand what's going on, and it creates this barrier. And I think it also just creates like maybe an increase in ignorance because they haven't studied this. They refuse to believe that it's a thing. Whatever the media has told them about the subject is been told to be negative or not true, and the narrative just gets reshaped in a way that it makes black people look a certain way. However, what I do like about what these performances are doing is that they are in themselves sort of reclaiming their own narrative and allowing themselves to define what they want in their messages that they are letting out to people. And that's why you can see some, like during the Grammys, one thing I didn't actually get to see it, but I got to see a little bit from the clip I saw. His performance was just looking at all the people who weren't of color, and they were just in the stands just looking. I wonder if they were processing it or what kind of emotions go through their head, because I can't read minds, but I can read history because that's a thing that's on paper, and it tells a lot about what they may be thinking or how their thought process is about this and how it'll be received, because it's not what it's supposed to be. I think a lot of the music today, whether it be this or maybe traditional hip-hop, or not traditional in the sense like mainstream, that's what I mean, that like that music is supposed to be what it is. It's just supposed to be a nice beat, not a real message in it. And I think that's just taking away from all of the ability to vocalize your problems to people so they can understand. Now I just feel like when the music that comes out with just a nice beat and just some maybe catchy couple of words, I'ma do this while I'm walking through the street, like whatever message that music has. I mean, if it does, I gotta look real hard to find it, but I think this one, for those who understand and can see it, can just easily digest it and also just use that to internalize and remember that what they know is real and true to themselves, if for some reason they didn't already know it. But just seeing it reaffirmed on TV in a positive way and strong, very strong, I think the performances were. They didn't back down, they didn't show weakness in terms of how they were like asserting their message. They wanted you to feel it, and I think that feeling came across, and that's why there's so much backlash, because white people feel scared and they're just like, holy shit, I don't know how to feel. He's attacking me. I don't know how to deal with that, because, you know, in this country we run away from our problems when it deals with race because we're all one people, and that shit is just bullshit. But I've talked out way too long on this video, but I enjoyed this one. I may do more like this in the future. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you made it to the end of this video and you liked what I was talking about, whether it be about Magfest, whether it be about music in general as a powerful message, you know, spreading it to the masses, especially the white ones that seem to be oblivious of it. But yeah, also, if this is your first time seeing my face, this may be an interesting meeting between y'all. I hope we understand each other on some type of level up here, not, you know, bang bang or whatever. But yeah, comment of the day. What do you guys think about music in terms of its message, and what do you think about rap music as a genre, or what it can do, or how it's being portrayed now and what it can do? But there's more other aspects to racism than just music. This is just one of the ways it's used and not being controlled, and that's why I think there's a problem. But yeah, so I'm Vandal, you know, keep it 365 people. This one was long, but I don't mind it at all. So yeah, I hope you made it to the end of this video. I will see you guys tomorrow, later in the day, because I'm late always. But yeah, keep it 365 people. I'm Vandal, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Peace. Bye.